This week on Mary's Reservation for Two.
Hello.
It's so good.
You hear that in the kitchen?
Everything's so good.
So good.
It's delish.
She's a multi-award-winning recording artist, an activist, and known as Canada's Queen of R&B. I am so excited to share a meal with Jully Black.
Well, Jully, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's exciting.
I'm so thrilled. We're here at Sugarkane on the Danforth. Now, you've been here before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Amazing. When did you start coming? I think it opened just before the pandemic, right?
Yeah, I started coming in 2019.
Nice.
A good friend and mentor of mine, Lisa Washington, she was very much involved in this restaurant coming to light behind the scenes.
Yep.
And she brought me here.
Nice.
And I was like, yes.
That's the only way to do it. Honestly, I love a connect. I like someone being like, this place is great. And you are now that for me.
Hey, there you go. Roll it up here. I'm your bridge.
You're my bridge.
I'm your bridge.
Oh my God.
I'm your bridge.
Yeah. I love it. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Have you had like everything on the menu? Are we?
I've had a lot.
Okay.
I've had a lot.
Cool.
I usually go, I'm kind of a person of habit.
Me too.
So I'll come and I'll eat the same thing over and over again.
That's what I do too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It feels like home.
Oh, there's Renee.
Hey,
Hey, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So that's Renee, one of the owners.
One of the owners,
And it's owned by three sisters, right?
Three sisters.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I love a
that.
woman-run business. I was raised by a super independent single mom. And so like seeing people just crush it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, and siblings actually keeping like the culture going.
Yeah.
You know, Lisa told me like they learned from their dad.
Yeah.
Right, so that's actually really cool too.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really, really pumped about it. The menu looks A+. But I'm also a creature of habit who go to like, even though I work in food,
Yeah.
I go to the same 5 restaurants and I find people, when they come to the city, they're like, Mary, where should I eat? And I'm like, I'm boring. So getting these connections is amazing for me.
Good. I'm glad to add them to the roster.
Yeah, I'm getting it in. I'm like really expanding my list.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am super excited to chat with you. You've had such an amazing life, like career, life, and everything. And every time I feel like we've been ships in the night. We've been at similar events, but like you're either coming in just after I'm done or vice versa. So it feels like finally we're kind of bringing it together.
Yeah. Perfect time.
Perfect time. But you started, so you grew up in Toronto in Jane and Finch area, and you were the youngest of 9 kids.
Yep.
So what was that like? Like being a kid of a big family, growing up in that kind of community, that neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, it was all I knew. It was kind of like, you know, a baby being vegan and you're like, you're not giving the kid meat. Well, the kid doesn't miss meat.
Yeah,
the kid only doesn't know.
Yeah.
Right? So all I knew was love and community and connection. And my siblings are a lot older than me. They're like between 10 and 20 years older than me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I had many, many parents.
Yep.
You know, after my parents' divorce, you know, mom becoming a single mom, she relied on my siblings to make sure I stayed out of trouble. And she worked at General Motors of Canada.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So many kids and like full-time working.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, the thing is, my siblings, I'm the only one born in Canada.
Okay, cool.
So by the time they came to Canada, they were already like teens and like, you know, going off to college and university. So so it was super cool. It was like any other neighborhood, really.
Yeah. I like that you say that it's almost like you had just a bunch of parents because your siblings essentially were like looking out for you because they're old enough to know.
Yeah. It was annoying though.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'd be like, you're not my mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not mom.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You can't do
I mean?
that.
I'm going outside.
Yeah. I love that. I don't think I've ever said this publicly before, but I'm not that much younger than my brother, but my mom, for the first, I think, 3 months thought I was indigestion, so she calls me her best surprise. So, you know,
Oh, check out my mom's story. My mom said she was on the pill.
Oh, shoot.
I said, must have been the sugar.
Yeah.
She probably just took the sugar. She was taking the wrong one that day, honey. Because I'm here.
I know, you're here, but also, like, what a joy that you're here.
Yes.
That's such a beautiful, like, again, such an amazing life.
Yeah, thank you.
You were talking about community, like growing up in that community and being there. I've also heard you talk about how that kind of area of Toronto, Jane and Finch, a lot of times when you hear about it, you hear it's portrayed in a certain light, but it's not that. It's a beautiful immigrant community. There's so many different, you say you had a lot of parents. I'm assuming you also kind of growing up in the 80s, going to different people's houses, having that kind of community too. It's like bigger than just your own family.
Yeah, and I think I want to just also break the stigma around it being an immigrant community.
Yeah.
It's a community with people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
From all walks of life.
Yeah.
Born Canadians, Italians, Greek. My Johnny Papaspiros was my best friend. Jyoti Patel's from India.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my palette is so wide and so inclusive because I was raised in the Jane Finch corridor. As a result of that, I could relate to the entire world.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's interesting because sometimes, to your point, it's like what the media portrayed. You know, there's so much happening all around the world. You know, there's unfortunate situations happening in you know, schools and shootings, etc. And most of those shooters don't look like me. And so I want to just kind of do away with that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you know what? Mental health is real.
Yeah.
Mental health is health.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter what corridor you're in, we need to really start looking at the health of our minds.
Yeah, completely. I agree. In growing up in that area though, and having, like you were saying, you had people from India, you had people from Italy, you had people from everywhere.
Anna Novielli, that's my best friend. I don't know if you did this, but like, I don't know if it's a generational thing, but when I was younger, we did first and last name. Like, was my first.
Or it was first last initial. You had like one of those, like it was like the Michael G. And it was like you always had to have that last initial.
So I know when you, like the era that I know you from, based on how you address me.
Oh my God, I love that. I'm a first last name person. I'm Mary Berg to all my friends. Not just Mary, it's Mary Berg.
Hello, you gotta put the Berg on that.
Exactly. It's like, that's my dad's name. I love it.
Right.
But when you were there, did kind of food play a role in your upbringing and that like learning? Because I think for me, when you go to school or when you start growing up and you start kind of expanding outside of your own kind of family bubble, food is kind of the first way we are directly kind of impacted and exposed to just other people and the fact that other people are different from us. And it's beautiful and delicious and wonderful. And it's just such a great way to kind of expand your mind and grow. Is that kind of speaks to how you grew up as well? Or were you were you a picky kid?
Well, kind of a picky adult. But I'm glad you mentioned that, the way food is kind of like food creating community, even before we even could probably spell community.
Totally.
You know, in our lunchbox. Like for me, I remember going to school and opening my lunch pail, whatever, lunchbox. And sometimes I didn't like what was in my lunchbox, so I would just trade. You know, like food was money.
Yes, 100%.
You know what I mean? It's like, what'd you have? What do you have? You know what I mean?
Split the sandwich, you get half and half. Oh my gosh.
What I'm saying. And some of some unhealthy things, a Joe Louis or a Flaky.
Oh man.
You know, something that you see at Joe Louis.
I was like, that kid. My mom was always like, sugar, sure. Here you go.
I know, right? So it's just realizing that the currency of food. You know, it was really a valuable thing. So for sure, 100%.
That's amazing. I think that's so cool. And in that, while growing up there, I've heard you talk about, and one thing that like really kind of shot me right back into high school for me, you talk about when you were kind of going into music and when you were going into performing and kind of coming from the Jane and Finch corridor area. Back when you were getting your start, there was actually like physical places to perform. It's not just digital. You don't just like upload it and hope somebody finds it. That also has a time, it has a place, it has a location where it came from, and people can actually like relate to that. I think that's like, speak about that. Like, do you have anything, like, do you miss that? Do you think it's like better then, better now, or is it just kind of different?
It's really different. I think I kind of straddled this fence, you know, generationally. I remember vividly being at the Bamboo on Queen Street, and the Bamboo also served food. And so I was, my biggest break at that time came when a lawyer was in from New York. His name was John Tita. He's the president of Warner Chappell Music.
Oh, wow, okay.
And he was with a lawyer named Terry Baker. I know their names because they ended up signing me, and she ended up being my lawyer. But they were in town from New York at the Bamboo, getting drinks, having some food. And there was this 19-year-old girl on stage.
That's how it happened?
Yeah, that's how it happened.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? And I was there with a local band. And I remember I was doing a couple covers, but I had 2 songs of my own, and I introduced them. And they came up to me, John Tita came up to me and got down on the dirty Bamboo floor, put on his knee, and took my hand, and he kissed my hand, and thank God I was of age. And he said, "I'm not worthy. Who are you? Did you write those songs?" I'm like, "Yeah, I wrote those songs." And he's like, "I'd like to offer you a publishing deal."
That?
Yeah.
Okay, so when that happened, were you like, of course, I'm amazing? Or were you like, pinch me, what is going on?
It was a total pinch me.
Yeah.
You know, I was on the scene doing like, you know, Rivoli and Big Bop and all these different venues, right?
Big Bop.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Trust me, I'm digging the
I
crates.
think I got I liked punk music.
Yeah.
And I think I got, that's where I chipped my tooth there.
Ah,
yeah.
okay,
Got a little
memories.
bit of a fake tooth going on. Yeah.
You got a big bop.
Yeah.
That's a big bop. But those memories of like being there, and it's kind of like it felt like more of a like sweat equity.
Yeah.
And like earning your stripes.
Totally.
You know, and so yeah, I missed that era.
Yeah.
Because there were like open mic nights. There was a magazine called Mic Check Magazine, Peace Magazine. And every so often, even during Canadian Music Week, it was very different to be like venue hopping.
Yes.
Right?
Totally.
Going to the government.
Yeah.
That was another like, oh, is that the government?
That's far. You're going far if you're going to the government.
You're going to the government,
Yeah,
trust me,
yeah.
right? You better have some cabs there.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's better then versus now, but I will say that I find artists nowadays aren't as strong in the performance space.
Yeah.
Like I could, with my eyes closed, I'm like, I could perform circles around anybody, anywhere because of that training.
Yeah, you had to cut your teeth.
Yeah.
And it's, I can't even imagine how intimidating it is going up there singing covers, let alone your own songs, in front of a new audience. Maybe it's not in a place you've played before,
Right.
a new spot, and just going up there and putting like yourself on the line.
Yeah.
And showing, because like your music and music in general is so incredibly personal. Like I feel like it has grown with you, it's changed, and
Yeah.
I can't imagine how intimidating that is. But then you get moments like where you know, the president of Warner Chapel Music hears you.
Yeah. I think it's important to really understand that, you know, you're exactly where you're supposed to be when you're there.
Yeah.
And so, and all the years for me being raised in the church, being on the, like whether it was Big Bop or it was the bamboo or the church, you know, altar or whatever
Yeah.
stage, it's the same, it read the same way for me.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any intimidation
That's
at all. And it's just like, you're sitting here being your greatest you, asking me questions. Somebody would look at that, that's super intimidating, but you're your greatest you. You could do it with your eyes closed. So it's just really stepping into your greatness and recognizing that you're the only Mary Berg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's it.
Oh
Yeah.
man. I was ready to be like, feel really pumped up and inspired talking to you, and it's like already happening. It's very exciting. It's really amazing.
Thank you.
So you found your voice, and I've heard you talk about your voice being, yes, you have a beautiful singing voice, but you want to use it for more than that. You want to use it to create change and to impact kind of people and the people around you. So you did music, you're 19, you get discovered, no big deal, like crushing it. But then you took a bit of a left turn at a point, and you went to Seneca for
Okay,
place.
hello, research.
I love
Hello,
look at
research.
my notes, my
Hello.
yeah.
Hello, research.
Yeah. No, but I think it's so amazing. I love a twist and turn in
Hello.
life. It's my favorite because it's when some people I think are, and I'm so happy for these people, are on that straight path. They're going, and it's like, I know I am this person and I'm going to do this.
Right.
And then you keep along that path. But I find it so interesting and so exciting when people feel they know that they can do this, but then they take the idea or they take the chance to kind of try something else.
Yeah.
To learn something, to expand their knowledge base for whatever reason. And when you went to school, when you chose to do that, is there a reason you kind of took that left turn and went into that?
There's a few reasons.
Yeah.
One being culturally,
Yeah.
like, okay, you want to live your dream. My mom wanted me to always go. She didn't get to finish high school,
Yeah.
much less college or university. And so that's actually another reason why I started a foundation. So we could talk about that later. So I did it for my mom, but I also, growing up, a lot of my friends were getting profiled. It was a day where it wasn't profiling wasn't being discussed at all.
It was just happening.
Just happening,
Yeah.
right? And so I wanted to learn my rights and responsibilities, and I wanted to help my friends. So I went into law enforcement for that reason.
Yeah.
To learn, and it was fun. Like, it was like Law and Order. It's been on for like ever.
Yeah, literally.
Like, still on.
Dun dun. Yeah.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Still on. Right?
Yeah,
Dun,
totally.
dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun. Everybody knows the dun dun. And so I was like, you know what, this law thing, I loved it,
Yeah.
and I was good at it. So this is what I often tell people who I mentor and they ask me for advice as well. I'm like, you know what? Why don't you just, rather than work on your weaknesses, why don't you strengthen your strengths?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Why don't more people say that?
Strengthen your strengths.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm good at this. I feel strong in this space, so I'm going to go deeper into it. And it's helped me understand entertainment law. It's helped me with other contracts. There's that kind of legal language. I didn't need to. It wasn't hard. It wasn't a challenge. I looked at like, oh, okay.
I know what this means.
I know what this means.
Yeah, and then you have more agency and control over your own life too. So you can help
100%.
other people, but you actually know what you're signing. You know what's happening. You get
Yeah.
that kind of really kind of confusing language, and you just have that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I find learning and expanding your knowledge, whether it's for your own kind of knowledge base in your own kind of life, or taking it further. And that's what it sounds like what you did with this. You went to learn how the system works, and then how you could use that to kind of impact change and to kind of start more your, I guess, activism.
Yeah, way back when.
Yeah.
Like everyone thinks you have to I don't know, I go far with it. Like you don't have to part the Red Sea, people.
Yeah.
You don't have to be Mother Teresa or Gandhi and all of the people I'm mentioning are people who they wanted to make a difference in some way.
Yeah.
It just happened to be amplified. It happened to get on TV. They happened to sit in it long enough to be like, you know what? If change doesn't happen, then I'm going to actually sacrifice myself. Gandhi goes on a hunger strike, or Mandela says, I don't want to be released from prison yet because apartheid's still happening. So I'm going to just stay here for 27 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of thing. And so I realized, like, you know what? My thing is, I would never sacrifice the one for the 99. And I say that all the time. And so if you really focus and realize, you know what? I'm trying to impact you, Mary.
Yeah.
And from you, there's 1,000 other yous.
Yes.
It's a ripple effect.
It's almost like that pebble getting dropped into still water, and it's watching how more ripples appear. It's just that one pebble made it, but it's all of those. I love that, and I think that's such a beautiful way to live. I think
Thank you.
I sometimes you hear the big names. You hear like, oh, the Gandhis, the people who are doing all these big changes, the Greta Thunbergs, and people who are using their whole entire life to change a massive thing. But I truly think that if more people are trying to impact the person next to them, then that person will continue doing it. And exactly, it's exponential. It just keeps growing and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And those big things didn't start big.
No.
It started off as an idea.
You only heard about it when it got big.
That's
but,
it. And like big, small, what does that really mean? Because it's somewhere in the blue zone, for example, some people don't know Oprah. They actually don't, right? So I'm even doing my best to unlearn how the gradation I put on things, the labels, the hierarchies, the levels.
Yeah.
Big artists, small artists, big song, small song, like all this, this. Like, what does that really mean?
Because it could mean the world to someone. That small thing could mean the world to someone. Just because it doesn't mean the world to everybody, it's still impacting change.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've had friends have big weddings and have terrible marriages.
Yeah.
And friends that went to City Hall that are madly in love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't always have to be this big kind of like World Series Grand Slam situation.
This is what I'm
Sometimes
saying.
you're just chucking a ball.
Chuck the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Chuck the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's like, it's funny because I feel like that's something that I've always tried to do. I'm always wanting, I get a lot of joy out of meeting someone and making them happy, or changing their day for the better, and it doesn't have to be this, again, a big swing. It could just be like a hi, and then you keep on your merry way.
Yeah.
And
on your Mary Berg way.
On
your Mary Berg way. Hello. Yeah. You should have said the Berg, though.
Yeah, I know. I
said it with confidence. Nah, man. Drink your own Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Drink your own Kool-Aid. Let's go.
You totally. I think it's just so, it's like the articulation of what you just did was like so beautiful. It is about that kind of ripple. But, I mean, recently you, I think, did something that was, you changed one word. You were at the NBA All-Star Game on a worldwide stage, and you were singing the anthem, the Canadian anthem, and you changed that that one word. It's home on native land.
Mm-hmm.
And that one slight word change, which you could argue is it's a small word, but the amount of impact it had. Were you expecting that? How did you come to choosing to actually do that?
I wasn't expecting that. No. Especially the way Americans kind of see themselves. You know what I mean?
The Canadian anthem just happens.
It's a bit of an afterthought. But I didn't feel bad about it. I was like, listen, it was white glove treatment. They treated myself and my whole team amazingly. It was great, nice experience. But I also knew that for me, even the American anthem is super soulful. So my first agenda was like, how do I make "Oh Canada" that Whitney Houston moment, and how I'm going to arrange it without taken away from the actual original melody, because that's a whole other. So I was in kind of processing that for weeks, and I was holding this secret because we couldn't say anything until the week I was leaving.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean? I was actually going.
Yeah.
And then I'm very spiritual, as most people know, and I took to prayer and meditation, and it basically I got a download. Like, okay, so this is the largest stage, big, small, but just use that thing in context. That the Canadian anthem will be heard on. Because there's no Super Bowl for the Canadian anthem, as far as the world of sport. And I believe sport and music are the two things that bring people together the most.
Completely.
Right?
It bridges so many bridges, so many different kind of groups and people, 100%.
Yeah, right? So I was like, okay, how do I make this meaningful? That was my question I threw out. How do I make this meaningful? And as I was practicing, I had that premonition, that revelation. Then I was like, okay, let me get some cosigns on this. There's two people who I'm very close to who are Indigenous, and I recorded my version as a voice note, and I sent it over. And one in particular, Selena Young, who handles all of Indigenous affairs for the city of Toronto, who I didn't know that she was like the director of Indigenous affairs.
Oh, she's just your bud.
She's my bud in 100 Strong and Sexy. She joined my Women's and Girls Empowerment Organization years ago.
Oh, wow.
And was an active member and wanted us to meet on those terms. Not fanning out about Jully Black and not being like, we need to do this Indigenous. You know what I mean? We need to partner
Wanted
on
to
that.
meet as people.
Right.
As two women.
Two women.
Yeah, 100%.
Two women,
100%.
right? And then it was the everything, the emotion. Roy Perot, who's also on my team, I shared that with him, but I couldn't share it with I didn't share it with anybody else until my voice coach asked me to sing it. She wanted to make sure. I didn't even plan to do a lesson with her. I needed to keep this thing.
This was
mine because I didn't want to be swayed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then she's like, let me see your head voice and your chest voice and she did all the things. It was like 15 minutes before I left. She had sent me a message. Could we get on Zoom? I was like, okay, we'll get on Zoom.
Yeah.
And she said, just sing it for me. And I sang it for her. And she's an all-the-way white woman, Elena Overholt. And she froze. And she felt it. And even now, I'm just going back there. I was like, okay, this is a thing. And so in sound check, I told my friend Tashawn, and I didn't do it in sound check.
Okay.
And then he said, I think you should do it in sound check.
Yeah.
Because you only know it since you're 5 years old that way.
Yeah.
If you really want to. And then I sang it in sound check in the arena, and everybody froze.
Yeah.
And you could feel the emotion. Yeah. And 99% of the people in the arena were Americans.
Yeah. Except
for my small crew, right? And so I said, all right, that's it. Let's go. We're doing it. So that was like the week of, 3 days before.
That's wild. So did you, that week before, you'd have been practicing it and rehearsing it, and you got your cosigns, you talked to people in the Indigenous community, so you had someone to be like, the support, the fact that this is the right move, this is good.
Right.
This is a good thing.
Also because, let me just interject for a second, because there's appreciation, there's appropriation.
100%.
Right? So 100%. I'm like, okay, this could be appreciated, but is it appropriate?
100%.
Right.
And I think doing that and taking that kind of those steps to make sure that it's not about you, it's about something so much bigger. You're using your voice, as I said earlier, you're using your voice for more than just your voice,
right?
Which I think is really amazing.
Thank you.
when you got out there, the fact that it was still kind of up in the air.
Oh yeah.
Just before stepping onto the court.
Just before.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what you see, it was just meant to be.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing as I'm going through life and looking back, recognizing that there were things I thought I would never be able to get through or would never change. And sometimes you just have to take inventory, take a moment to be like, you know what? That actually 5 years prior, I was on Canada Reads and I experienced something defending an Indigenous book by Cherie Demeline, The Marrow Thieves. And at that time, it was like, oh, you might be blacklisted and all types of things that came along around the bend, you know, pre-pandemic. And I just feel like the world is a lot more woke.
A lot has happened. A lot has not happened. A lot has been pushed to the forefront. That I think like you were saying, you were there at the time, you were there at the place, and you did it. You lived you spoke the truth, and you used your voice for a group of 4 people, and to expose this issue that is like prevalent in Canada, like living here as people who are not Indigenous.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and when the response happened, when kind of that, both the good and the really bad, was that completely shocking? Did you think you were just going to sing it and then be like, bye?
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know anything was happening. I was like in this Truman Show world. It was like the Truman Show. It was like okay, whew, I'm done. I can have some prosecco now.
Yes.
Because I'm on like vocal hygiene. There are all these parties like I didn't drink.
Oh,
and then I was really. I'm like it's a cappella.
Yep.
My voice needs to be perfect and pristine.
Crystal clear.
100%. Right. So I'm like, okay, who's got the Prosecco? Who's got the Moscato? Like I was like, bring it all. Popcorn, skinny pop, everything. All the things, change my clothes.
You literally just spoke like my dream food too. It was like bubbly wine and popcorn. That's all I want.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know until the next day.
Oh, wow.
Like when we were like traveling. Yeah. So that evening, though, my nephew from Atlanta, he sent me a message like, Auntie Julie, you're trending. Thicker than a Snicker. So I thought that's all I was trending for because the announcer jacked up my name or the intro. So I'm like, okay, they saw that booty. And the guy, you know what I mean? He lost his little way. That's all I thought was trending. Until the next day when they're doing my face at the airport. They're like, Calgary's layover. You know, one of the news stations wanted to talk. I had like no makeup on. We turned on the Zoom. I have a video of that. My team was like, okay, let's go. And it was like 4 weeks straight after that.
Wow.
Like 4 weeks of like
nonstop.
Yeah, nonstop. And shout out to Red Umbrella, to Charlotte and Dana and Shelby, the whole crew. Big ups. No, big ups.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. That was like dream team. You know that you are locked and loaded and supported and loved when something like something like this never happened before.
No.
So when something like this hits, and it's not like, okay, so now you're charting, you're #1 on the radio, and your video just did this.
Yeah.
And Drake put you on his Instagram.
Yeah.
This is different.
Yeah.
Like this is not like anything I've ever experienced in my life. When the BBC's calling and Essence Magazine and Washington Post and New York Times and blah, blah, blah. And you sit there and then the little girl Julie shows up. I'm like, wow. So I asked God for a dream when I was a little girl, you know, for my voice to be heard and loved and recognized. And my music. And but you never know how it's gonna show up.
No. Oh my gosh, hello.
Ooh, what is this? This is new.
Yeah, this is the pimento spinach dip.
Oh.
With pita breads and plantain chips.
Okay.
The Uncle Ben's fish cakes was my dad's recipe.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, sometimes I come and I just eat a bunch of this.
I was gonna say, this looks so good.
Yeah.
This is your dad's recipe?
This is my dad's recipe, yeah.
Amazing.
I think this is actually my recipe.
Oh my gosh. As soon as I saw pimento, I was like, oh my gosh. So excited.
So people love watching me eat on my Instagram.
I know.
You know, people like, I'm like, do I go OnlyFans and charge them? I'm serious. My friend's like, you need to start charging.
Yeah.
People are like, you should see the people in my DMs. That's like, and not even like creepy stuff. I guess it's a thing. Like people like to watch people eat.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I actually think it's a really kind of because you're so involved in, you do so many different things. You do, and it's amazing. It's amazing to see. And with your 100 Song and Sexy and everything like that. So you're clearly in the health and fitness and I'm not even going to say wellness because I think the term wellness is a little co-opted sometimes and makes it feel a little more
like you're unwell otherwise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I more look at it like, again, when I look at what you're doing, it's more about like life fullness, about like filling your life out and making it.
I've talked about my joy bank all the time. So
Oh my God, exactly. And you want to fill it up.
Feel the joy bank.
And that's unfood for me. And I think it's in particular women eating food, which is like often not a thing. Like on TV as much, or so when I'm shooting my cooking show, I want to eat it. Like I want to enjoy it, not think about what it's doing, think about anything like that. No, it's am I enjoying it?
Yeah.
Is it bringing me fullness, whether
I
like
love
physically
that.
or not? And that's what I'm very pumped
Is it
about.
bringing me fullness?
And that's what I think why you like eating food too.
Oh, I love food.
Yeah.
I have a great relationship with food. I think culturally too, is my mom would always say like, you know, because she was an amazing cook, chef, all the things I'm like, you're a chef. You're I just like to cook, but she was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, she just loved someone with a great appetite.
Yes.
And that would enjoy their food and not worry about if there's grease on their face.
No.
Or, you know what I mean?
Those are the people you want to cook for. It's the people who want to come over and just eat whatever. My sister-in-law's like that. She comes over anytime I just want to try something new.
Yeah.
And she eats it and she loves it. Like she just like gets into it. And I'm like, yes, this is what people should eat like.
100%.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm really honest with my feelings around food. So sometimes my nephew's a chef as well, and so he's awesome.
Yeah.
But if you make something new, and I'm not really feeling it, I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah. And you did say you weren't like a picky kid. You said you're picky
I'm a
now.
picky
Oh no. Okay. But you like.
I'm particular.
I like that.
That's a different. That's
That
a more
is different.
positive, higher vibration word.
Yeah. You're not. Are you okay? Wait. Are you like someone who can't have food touching? Are you picky in that way?
I am. Yeah. The
Oh,
food
shoot.
touching. I don't like certain food to get wet.
Okay. Got. Yeah. That
Like
makes
if this
sense.
was on the same plate with something that has, I wouldn't put this on a plate with
No,
gravy.
you want to be crunchy.
Yeah, you want to be crunchy.
I mean, that's more. That's just because you know what
Okay,
you're doing.
okay, yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the food I do eat in sections. My family would laugh at me because I literally eat the rice, eat the greens.
And
eat the
what do you
meat
eat
separate.
first? Do you eat like your least favorite first and move around and save your fave to the last?
No, so now as an adult particular eater,
Yeah.
who is really, I subscribe to like Chinese medicine, etc. I have a doctor named
Oh my gosh,
Dr. Wu.
I just did acupuncture for the first time.
What?
I am obsessed
Okay.
with it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
acupuncture, cupping, all the things.
Amazing.
So Dr. Wu would say to eat your greens first, and then eat your protein, and then eat your carbs.
Got it.
So that's like I tend to like. There's no greens here right now, so we're just going in.
There's some green.
Listen,
Yeah.
Well, here's
That's
a
some
green. Eat your greens first.
There you go.
Eat your green first.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna go too.
It was a green onion.
Yeah, green onion. We're good to go.
I love green onion. You
Oh
know?
my gosh.
I love green onion.
Green onion?
Makes everything taste good. And
It's
thyme.
so-
Okay,
oh
what are
my-
we doing here?
Okay, let's go in. What do we? So these you've had.
These are my favorite.
So these are the saltfish cakes.
Yeah. So typically, I'm not gonna lie, I don't share.
Okay.
But I'm gonna share today.
Okay.
So my friend said, like, if you already go
You're
eat
like,
with
"Don't
Julie,
touch it."
she's not sharing.
Okay.
But today we're sharing. Sharing is caring.
Oh my gosh,
You know,
I love it. I feel very honored. Well, I'll let you go first because I want you to get the one you want.
That too. Usually I look at the.
I do too. I do
usually
too.
I'm like,
I know which one I would choose, but I'm gonna let you take
I think
it.
they
Yeah.
measured it out. No, you know what? This is your first time here. I want you to have the first one.
Okay, I'm gonna take the one that I wouldn't take because I want you to have it. I'm gonna take this one, but I feel like this is the one because it's got like a gnarly little guy on it.
Okay.
That for me would be like
that
my
would be the
jam.
one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And
Okay.
I don't usually do sauces.
You're
I
not a
just-
sauce? I'm a
Not
sauce
really.
gal. Okay.
But I don't double dip though. No double dip.
No, I will not double dip. Oh my god, these are
Aren't they amazing?
so wildly good.
And you know why they're amazing too? They're not dripping. Even though they're deep fried, they're not dripping.
No, they're not. They're,
Hello.
They're perfectly crispy. The oil clearly was at like the right temperature.
Hello.
Oh my god. Also, what is this texture?
Hello.
It's so good.
You hearing that in the kitchen?
Everything's so good.
So good.
It's delish. Yeah.
So
Okay.
much, and I'm sharing. I might have to take some to go. Put some more down.
Honestly, this is wild. It's so good. It's almost like got a, not a stringy. It's so bouncy and so pillowy. So, while we're eating, going back to music, I think like everybody like your first kind of like, hello world, I'm here. Career was music.
Yeah.
Still is. It's still amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm just getting started.
Oh,
honey.
I know.
I'm just getting started.
I love it.
Woo!
And again, watching this also like how the music has like progressed and changed and stuff too, like different influences that you're bringing in. But going back to like 2007, 7 Day Fool came out. That was your biggest. That's when you won the Juno for Best R&B Soul Record.
And I was nominated for Single of the Year too.
And you were,
that was a big deal. That made history.
That's amazing.
That made history because there was Michael Bublé, I think it was Feist, and someone else in the same category.
That's a stacked year too.
It was stacked.
Yeah.
It was stacked.
Yeah.
It was stacked.
That's wild.
There's a picture of us in the green room. Phone ringing. Phone ringing. And it was, I think it was Feist that was over our laps.
Yep.
There was a bunch of, it was Bublé, I think it was there, what's his name? Russell Peters was there, we were all there, and it was just like a real kiddie,
oh my God,
but grown up moment.
Oh my God, that's so fun.
Yeah, it was nice.
I love that. It's so cool to see that. First off, I remember that when that video came out, because I had this dream that shouldn't have been, it was definitely like a pipe dream. I was like, I'm gonna be a fashion designer. I'm not a fashion designer. That is not a thing that I used to sketch terribly clothes and stuff. And I remember when that that song came out, because in the video you got so many outfits, and I loved it. I loved it. That like silver kind of slinky dress. Was that something that you was like, did you have any part in making that video, or was that like something like a treatment that they gave you?
So I know, so we shot the video 7707.
Oh, nice.
And Peter Papa Petru was my stylist at the time, and I wanted 7 outfits, and 7 scenes. Like I knew I wanted to just play on that 7. And so, so they made it happen for me.
Okay, well, I noticed all the, that's amazing. It's good luck.
One scene they actually cut out.
Rude.
And it's so funny, because I don't think they would cut it out now. It was like, it was a car wash scene. And was
it too saucy?
It was too saucy.
Yeah.
With the foam and all that. Stop it. Now it's like,
now it's like Jake kindergarten.
Hello. Totally. So.
But what was it like when that kind of happened, when you had the Juno nominations and wins, when that year kind of like really was a big year. 2007 was a big year.
Yeah, 7, 8. It was bittersweet because one of our managers, Bonnie, God rest her soul, she passed away.
Oh my God.
She was 33.
Oh my God.
She was there 2007 for all of it, and then she fell ill since we were kind of dealing with that.
Yeah.
But it also let me realize that, this is your time to really like enjoy life and inspire and encourage. I've been making music for so long at that point.
Yeah. Because you were 30 about when that
I was 30.
came out,
That
right?
was 30. Yeah. It was my 30th birthday.
Yeah.
I'm born in 77. Yeah, that was my 30th year.
Yeah.
And it just let me realize that, like, as cliche as it sounds, that dreams actually do come true. And you could catch them.
Yeah.
I was also going through a breakup at the same time.
Oh,
Go
boy.
figure, give me some of the tea.
Yeah.
So I remember we went number 1 on one chart or whatever, and my girlfriends were jumping on the bed, and they were like, oh, you're number 1, you're number 1, you're number 1. And I was just sitting there, and I couldn't even
feel it.
I couldn't even feel it,
Yeah.
girl. I couldn't even feel it.
Because you were just turning off the emotions because you're like, can't deal with the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's almost you flatten them. Sometimes when that happens with me, whether it's good or bad, and I'm trying to kind of grow out of that, I'll tend to flatten my emotions when they're big. Because sometimes it's whether it's good or bad, it's sometimes hard to deal with those, and you need to figure out the way to do it, whether it's like retreating into yourself or really kind of living in those moments. I find when things happen like that, and especially when both good and bad are happening at the same time, I kind of move towards just kind of evening them out, and that's not good. I wish I didn't do that.
You're helping me big right now because I still am unpacking all that's happening.
Yeah.
Right now, with being honored, Indigenous peoples, all the things that we'll get there. But like, I'm like, how do I feel?
Yeah. And how do you
process?
How do you process and how do you hold on to it, but then build on it and not look back on it like it's something that happened, but something that is part of you?
Ooh, that's
know what
big.
I mean?
Yeah, you're going deep.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's good. I'm glad. No, it's good. This is reciprocity. Like sometimes I sit in front of people and, I empty out.
Yeah.
But you're filling my cup.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So thank you.
That means a lot because I know sometimes you, especially when you're talking to someone new, it's a
yeah.
lot of like, look, I'm shiny, and then you go home and you're exhausted.
Yeah.
But
totally, that's good.
Speaking of that, though, too, you were just honored at the First Nations Special Chief Assembly in Ottawa with a blanketing ceremony and an eagle feather. Watching it watching that ceremony happen, watching you receive it, I can't even begin to imagine the emotion, and even seeing you have those emotions, I can't imagine how powerful and meaningful that was.
Yeah.
And is there any way to articulate it, or is it still just digesting?
Yeah, now that I know that you're a believer, I can share this with you, and I believe you're gonna get it. So afterwards, I sat and I thought about it, and I kind of like, what did this feel like? Since February 19th, All-Star Game, there was a bit of a crucifixion, a moment of crucifixion.
Yeah.
You know, there was celebration and there was support for sure,
Yeah.
mainly, but then there was a insert crucifixion, and now it feels like resurrection.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
You know, and without being overly spiritual or religious,
Yeah.
to have that type of love, the love was tangible. I've never felt love that I could hold on to.
Yeah.
That's what it's unreal.
Yeah.
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 So that's what it feels like. Feels like the resurrection is now, and there's like an eagle, I'm soaring to the highest of heights.
That description of that experience, I think, completely makes sense to me. And it's because I think sometimes people would think it's like, oh, well, that's kind of the button on the end of that chapter in your career and life. But then, oh my gosh, I'm so food just walked by. Food just walked by.
Girl? Okay, can we hurry up? We need to finish this interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not the button. It's the beginning.
100%. 100%.
It's the beginning. There's so many indigenous youth that are speaking up and slipping into my DMs and saying about when we finally feel seen. You know, heard, we thought this would never happen. My grandparents taught us the anthem this way since we were born. You know, so yeah, it's very, very pinch me surreal.
In addition to, turning a little bit here.
Yeah.
In addition to music, you also, back in, I think, when were you into Kink in My Hair? Was that in 2005?
Oh gosh, woo! You got fact checking.
Listen, I love research so much, and you have such a wonderfully diverse career that it's been delightful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See when that siren comes out?
Oh my gosh!
Yes, oxtail and soul bowl there.
Thank you so much.
welcome.
Everything, you got that plantain. She's very happy.
Invite me back anytime.
Amazing.
Okay? Oh my
the
gosh.
fish cakes, the saltfish cakes. What? The texture is out of control.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah,
And the
that's
dip.
what we try to perfect. Like, it's so hard sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the texture.
It's out of control.
Yeah.
It's so crispy, but also pillowy.
Pillowy.
And amazing. And then this dip.
Whoa. This is you. This is your.
It's out of control. It's brilliant.
You gotta put your name on the menu like Renee
Yeah.
Speci.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank
Love
you
it.
so much.
Oh yeah, it's our pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
What did you get?
So I got the soul bowl.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's got like chickpeas, and I think there's obviously rice. I'm not sure what else, but I like greens,
Some
collards.
Oh, they have some smoky collards here. That's really good too.
Delicious.
Yeah, really good too.
I'm
Really
so
good, too.
excited. Okay, do you want to take a bite of
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Talk about
Let's take a bite. Let's take a bite. Oh my goodness. This reminds me of my childhood.
Oh my gosh, those collards. Holy Toledo.
College day. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Also, the texture
good.
on a collard, any green you can cook for a long time, when it's still got a texture to it, what a
That's
delicious
good.
thing. Oh my
Good
gosh.
fiber. Mm-hmm. Good fiber. Give
I'm
me
eating
the
my
fiber.
greens first too, so I'm
Give me
nailing
the fiber.
it.
I don't have any greens.
You got that parsley.
Oh hey! we found some greens here. Yeah.
There you go. So when you did that, was that your first performance on the stage for The Kink in My Hair?
Yes. Yeah, and it's funny because a friend of mine, Gemini, who's a radio host and really good friend, Gemini Gary, she heard about the audition. She couldn't go though, but she's just like, why don't you know about this? And it really opened my eyes that in the space of theater and other industries too, but a lot of times there's only they can only cast for one black person, one black woman, or one black man, right? So there's times where artists and actors in the scene won't tell each other what's going on because you might not be that. It's competition,
100%.
right? But for her to say no, like you need to go, and that changes everything for me. You know, I had my first audition, and I auditioned also for to understudy like a 65-year-old character. So you know, the whole putting on the the suit and all the things. Like it was really a great experience for me.
Yeah.
And my mom got to see me do that, and you know, it's the first time at the Princess of Wales to have that type of show.
And it was sold out.
106 shows.
That's
we kept
wild.
getting extended, and that went right. We ended in May, and my album came out on Father's Day, in 2005. This Is Me.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Did that kind of spark a bit of a theater bug for you? Because I know you've kind of continued in theater and then also merged theater and music, so into musical theater together.
Right. There's a big gap, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
From 2005 to 2020.
I was gonna say, but it's
15 years.
But you still get that little like, ooh, that was fun. You know what I mean?
Super fun. Oh, I loved it, and I wish I could do more, but I had a lot of limiting beliefs and inner saboteur life happening. So I can't sight read. And so everything's by ear.
Okay.
So some of the auditions that would come up that would you need to be on, read this chart, and you need to read this. I was like, well,
I'm out.
ain't happening. So it's interesting because now when I do master classes for like Sheridan College, etc. I tell them there's many paths to the same destination. Like don't let that limit you. Like go for it, try. You know. And so with Caroline or Change, I was in a production called Uncovered with Musical Stage Company, and it was right after my mom passed away, and I wanted to do something that was totally different, new community.
Yeah.
And so I went in and I was a part of the ensemble for Joni Mitchell.
Oh.
Joni Mitchell, Carole King.
Oh.
Yeah. And I learned all these new songs, like not just
Tapestry.
Yes.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. And I did that, and Robert McQueen, who ended up directing Caroline, was in the audience. And they were thinking of bringing Caroline back, but they weren't sure. And you know, he said, once I saw you, he's like, that's our Caroline. So they reached out for me to do it, and I said no. I was like, it's too hard. It can be hard on my voice. Too many songs. It was like 29 songs, 300 pages. It was just like, I felt like I was gonna vomit.
Yeah.
And that was 2018, December.
Wow.
And I said, I need a year. Give me a year. If somebody will work with me every week for 1 year.
To build up that stamina.
And to just learn the music.
Yeah.
To learn the music. And to really just get deep into who Caroline is. I'll do it. And so Reza, he's the music director. I love him so much. And he said, I'll do it. And it wasn't even for pay. Like I'm talking about for free. Yeah. I'm like, I just need someone that can dedicate, no matter whether it's Zoom, I just need somebody every week.
Yeah.
For the year.
To dedicate it, to make sure because that's the thing. I feel like you do things, but you're not a half-asser. You're a full-asser.
No, yeah, full ass.
Yeah,
whole ass.
Yeah.
I keep telling people, you're either an asshole or you're a whole ass.
But it's true. You go in and you want to be the best you can be at
Have
it. And especially with that role, you're a housemaid in Louisiana during like height of civil rights.
Yep.
What was it like playing that role and taking on that role, especially for a play, something that you're doing day in, day out? So you really have to like get into it.
Yeah, it was an interesting journey because my mom came to Canada as a domestic, so, and her friend Aunt Jenny, they were both domestics, and so, but Caroline was more like Aunt Jenny in her misery, and in her not being ready to change and embrace what the young people were talking about or wanting to be different or wanting to thrive. You know, my mom was actually more like, even though she wasn't the daughter, she was more like Emmy. My mom wanted to go to school and be in the community, and so I had these two humans that I experienced in real life that I took parts of them to become Caroline. But as I started to really become Caroline, it was hard for me to shake her. Every night. It's like I left the theater at like 11:30, 12 o'clock. It was me and the security guard every night by the end. So I didn't want to take that energy out. You know, I stayed downtown. They got me a place, all the things. So I was living, eating, breathing this every single day. But every night, because, you know, for those who saw the musical, at the end, when there's a song called Lot's Wife, and she's just really her, you know, she really cries out to be changed. Like she really wanted it. And it took me somewhere every night. Every night. It's something I've never experienced before. And if I could dial it up in my mind, I dialed it up when I was on Digstown. And it's interesting how it was a transferable energy. Needing to go somewhere and access really fast. Caroline or Change helped me with that.
That's amazing. I know you've talked a lot about about your mom and what
Yeah,
an
yeah.
inspiration she's been in your
She's
life.
everything. She's here.
Yeah.
She's the boss.
My dad passed away when I was little, and
my condolences.
Same. He's here. Like the shape of the relationship is different, and the shape of that person is different. But I always look at it
love that word, shape.
like a puzzle.
Yeah.
Like your life's a puzzle, and that piece is gone, but the shape of it's still there. It just
love
looks
that.
a little different. And then you just grow around it. And that doesn't shrink, because a lot of people think like grief shrinks, but it doesn't. You just kind of get a little bigger around it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much. That's helpful.
When I feel like you've talked about it too. You've talked about the waves of everything and how they're still part of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Even more.
Oh, 100%.
Even more. Like, as I get older and more wise and more funny.
Yeah.
Like, my family's like, you're mom. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Exactly like mom. And I'm just recognizing that I said, what really helped me is if my mom had let grief pin her down, I wouldn't even be born. Because my grandpa died when she was young. Right, and my grandma as well. So my grandma died when my mom was in her 30s. So I'm like, okay, so imagine if she just gave up on life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what's helped me continue.
That's my mom is just like a goof troop, but she has been through so much.
Yeah.
And seeing how grief can affect someone, but choosing to keep going and see it as a part of them as opposed to like a weight on them.
Yeah, I love that.
And I think it's just everybody's going through things, and it doesn't matter. Mine's not bigger, better, worse than yours. It's it just is, and it's forming kind of that world and that community and that who you are around it that's so key. And that kind of brings me into your community that you have, 100 Strong and Sexy.
100 Strong and Sexy.
Which is amazing. And
Thank you.
The thing that I think is so cool, like I said, it's about fullness, it's about community, it's about really celebrating like female friendships and how much that actually means, because you need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to me. Friends are the family that you choose. And I come from a big family, but I more so have a lot of relatives.
Yes.
And a lot of relatives that I don't relate to. And it's not good or bad. It's like, if I had the opportunity to choose my relatives, then a lot of them wouldn't be picked. They'd still be waiting. Yep. In the circle, like, no one picked me for, I need to play Red Rover.
Yeah.
They're gonna be on my Red Rover team. Sorry,
You're not
calling over.
Yeah.
Right? And I could say that now with love.
Nothing against them.
Oh, I release you with love. Like, at the end of the day, we're not aligned.
Yep.
You don't have to do what I do or think how I think. It's just like, I'm investing in positive energy. Like, that's it. That's where I'm putting my money. That's where I'm putting my energy in, because I'm doing the work to be and to become. Yeah. Right? And you give grace to get grace, all those things. I also realize that some people still want to be connected to the old Jully. The one that just really didn't think anybody was for me. And it just makes me feel really, really emotional. It's like I just feel for those who have lost hope. So if you lose hope, you gotta have faith. And so I want to encourage and inspire people to get your hopes up. Yeah. Keep your hopes up. People are like, I don't want to get my hopes up. Why?
Getting disappointed is fine, because then you don't. It's kind of going back to the highs and lows, and me not wanting to smush them all out into one thing. Highs mean you feel lows, and vice versa. Yeah. And hope and trying are like the two main cornerstones of my life. Like, I hope for things, and I like trying, and maybe it's not going to go well.
But that's the unknown. Who knows?
Who knows?
We don't. Why are we even going to the maybe it's not gonna?
Yeah.
We don't even know.
Yeah, because maybe it will.
Maybe
it will. There's just as much chance that it's going to go exactly perfect in a way that you didn't even expect.
That's it. Trust me. I flipped a word. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, no, you know what I mean? So I'm really on that hope vibe and train. It's like, you know what? And speak it into an existence.
Yeah. Right. And Jully, in addition to all the other things you've got going on, I've heard you like describing yourself as productive, not busy, which I think is amazing. But speaking of productivity, in 2022, your newest album came out.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about that.
So 3 Rocks and a Slingshot.
Yeah.
I started writing it when I started caring for my mom before she passed through. And then I paused, the pandemic hit. And then I was like, it's time. I was actually a little bit afraid of putting out music without my mom here.
Yeah.
Like I always listen to it, and she was like my biggest fan, but my biggest critic.
Yeah.
So I watch them like, okay, mom's there. I'm like, mom's not doing her little jig to it. I don't know if this is a club banger.
My mom does that, and she says, what does she say? She says interesting. If something's interesting, I'm like, oh, devastated.
Yeah, that word, right?
Yeah.
But I realized it was just time to be unafraid, to fear less.
Yeah.
And to be like little David and Goliath.
Yeah.
And load up my slingshot, my 3 rocks of resilience and hope.
Yeah.
And love. And my 3 rocks chain. That's till this day I use that.
Yeah.
For everyday life. Like, what do I want to put in my slingshot today?
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Even systemically standing in the gap, all type of peoples.
Yeah.
And being a woman in this business, it's like, okay, you know what? It's time.
Nice.
So I'm excited. There's 8 songs. I want it to be the length of a sitcom.
Nice.
Just a little bit longer. It's 28 minutes.
Yep.
So it's
what a crushable album. I love that.
Loop it again.
Yes. Amazing.
And it's true story. It's my best vocal. My best vocal. Like there's a song called Half Empty, and I went into that booth and I sang it one take all the way through. And I just gave her, and it's also helped me to focus on progress over perfection.
Yep.
Because I'm that person, be like, oh, let's do it again, let's fix this, let's fix that. But I thought of the 60s in the Motown era. I was like, you know what?
When you were recording in one shot.
One shot.
One shot.
The microphone was hanging from the ceiling, and you're doing one shot.
Yeah.
Right?
I think you can convey so much emotion when it is that one shot, because it's not doing the you can't hear. I wouldn't be able to hear, but if I'm doing something voiceover, I can tell when I'm annoyed. I can tell when I've got a different kind of energy or something, or it's a different day. So doing it in one shot is so amazing.
Yeah, and theater helped me with that.
Yeah.
Theater's one shot.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's one shot.
Or you're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful. We did it independently. We went #1 on the Apple iTunes, which is very special. Got my plaque the other day.
Yeah, you did.
With my Jully Black Entertainment ink on it. So even that was very, very much, this is really just celebratory and feeling really good.
That's amazing.
Doing that,
well, and you got your mom with you.
Oh,
so
yeah.
she's probably still doing her little
Her
shake,
jig.
her jig. Yeah.
I send her down Heaven's Hallway. That's my thing. I tell everybody, like, if you have a loved one who's passed through.
I do that too with my dad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They're probably up there being like, look at him do it.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Doing a thing.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, now my dad has a new bud up there, so that's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They bet. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they drinking rum and Red Bull up there. They doing something up there.
Oh my God. Best friends.
So,
New
right?
best friends.
Besties. Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I want to do, if it's okay with you, a quick little rapid fire.
Oh, I love rapid fire.
Because we love food.
I love rapid fire.
I know. I was going to say. I was like, after
I actually
this,
love rapid fire.
Perfect. I love it so much. Okay. So.
Okay.
It's food related.
Okay.
So it's pretty breezy.
Okay.
Dine in or take out? Like, do you like to go to a restaurant or you like heading home?
Dine in.
Yeah.
I love a dine in vibe.
So nice.
Yeah, it's a field trip. It's an adult field trip.
100%. Love it. Favorite cuisine?
Oh, Jamaican. It's stoopies and rice.
Nice. Delicious.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so good. Also, what a perfect combo. What a
Yeah,
perfect pair.
Stoopy. I love
in terms
it.
of nutrition and everything.
All
Amazing.
types of protein. It's good.
So good.
Yeah.
Mild or spicy?
Spicy.
Yep, same.
Yep.
Love a spice. Are you a breakfast or like a dinner person?
Dinner.
Real?
Yeah.
Everyone I'm talking to, I'm a breakfast gal.
Yeah.
I get up and I'm like, I'm so
no.
excited.
I can fast for like 24 hours, 48 hours,
Oh.
17 hours. I fast a lot, so breakfast doesn't really.
See, I can like with work and stuff, if I miss dinner, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But as soon as I'm up in the morning, I'm like, I'm gonna eat eggs. Yeah. And I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Midnight snack, but you're a faster, so I don't know if you have this.
It's popcorn.
It's popcorn.
And it's
popcorn and prosecco. This is why we should hang out
Neil
more.
Brothers pink Himalayan salt chips.
Oh shoot! Okay, have you
got a
had?
wicked crunch.
They used to do a spicy ketchup chip. Oh my
No,
gosh.
she's spicy and ketchup. See, that's ruining the ketchup.
That's ruining
don't
the
hate
ketchup.
on my don't do that to my ketchup.
Okay, next
chips.
question. What's your favorite condiment?
Favorite condiment?
Not ketchup.
It's not ketchup.
Okay.
No, let me see. Favorite condiment. Hot sauce.
Yeah, hot sauce is
like
good.
a spicy, this hot sauce.
Yeah.
Hot sauce.
Food you've always wanted to try but like haven't. From like whether it's like you're like every time you see it on a menu or
Food I've always wanted to try.
it's a tricky one.
Yeah, no, nothing.
Nothing?
No.
You just go for it.
Yeah. There's nothing that I'm like, oh, I want to try that.
I love that. My thing is, it's not really a food I want to try, but I like I like the idea of mussels, but then when I eat them, I'm like, ugh, no. So
I got sick off of mussels.
That's me too!
I actually got sick really bad. It wasn't open proper. And
that's why I'm like, no more mussels.
Yeah.
Oysters, yes. Mussels.
I love oysters.
Yes. Okay, and are you cake or pie, or are you popcorn? Let's be honest.
Well, okay. If you want his cake or pie
Cake or
answer?
pie, yeah.
Pie.
Me too.
So I eat apple pie, take all the apples out.
But wait, do you like the apples or the crust?
It's the crust with a little bit of the apple flavor.
Oh, it's almost like you want like crust with a little like sugary applesauce.
Just a little sauce on there. Yeah. Everyone laughed. My family laughs. I'm like, okay, who's taking Jully's apples?
I'm just gonna I'll make you like a disc of crust and then just do like a cooked down apple sauce on it.
Ooh.
See, there you go. I'll call it the Jully Black.
I love that.
Yeah, next time I'll make it for you.
I love that. I'm actually like,
I'm actually also pumped about it. Now I'm thinking, I'm like, it'll be like a
I wish they
pizza.
had I wish they had the apple pie, like the apples, how it cooks down as like a butter.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? So you could just
But
kind
not
of paint it on.
That would be delish.
You know what I mean? You could just paint that on.
We can figure that out.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah? Okay,
And then,
I'll find you. You're not playing.
Next time?
Like, don't just say
Dana,
this
hold
because-
me to it. Yeah.
Not next time.
Yeah.
We'll wait till next time.
Yeah.
We need to actually put this on
We
the
need to get
calendar
it
so I
done.
can taste this thing.
And I make a mean pastry, so no big
Really?
deal.
Okay.
And finally, if you could eat only one thing for the rest of your life, what is it?
If I could...
Like your desert island food. It can be as boring or as
I
like...
could eat only one thing for the rest of my life. Lord, what type of question is that?
I know, isn't it rude?
Sheesh, it's very rude.
I know.
One thing for the rest of my life. So I gotta think I need to be able to have good bowel movements, right? So I gotta really
Oh,
think
no,
about that.
no. Health has nothing to do
Oh,
with
no
it.
health?
No health.
Oh,
0%.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, I don't want to be backed up for the rest of my life. What the hell? I might not last very long. Shoot. I think it would be stew peas and rice.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, stew peas and rice.
Yeah.
We'll find some greens, but yeah,
We'll
stew
find
peas and
it.
rice.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
find it. If you're on a desert island, I'm sure there's greens
There's something.
somewhere.
We'll
There's something green.
No. What? You want cactus?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. You can
maybe.
eat cactus.
Could you eat cactus?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually like very nice.
What does it taste like?
It's kind of fruity.
Really?
Yeah, it's like crunchy, fruity, kind of cucumbery. Yeah. But like
Okay.
chewier. It's very strange. Actually,
Lot of
it's
E.
actually hard to
There's
describe.
a lot of E.
Yeah.
Crunchy, chewy,
Yeah.
cucumbery, yeah.
Well, Jully, I feel like we should dig in and
I
finish this up. But
know, I
thank
know,
you
I know.
so much.
It's my pleasure.
This has been. Thank you for introducing me to Sugarkane. This place
Sugarkane.
slaps.
Sugarkane.
Thank you,
Big
Dana.
up Sugarkane.
Thank you. We're just saying it's so delicious.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. Everything's amazing. Thank you so
So good.
much.
Thank you so much for spending this hour with me. Don't forget to subscribe to Mary's Reservation for Two on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.